Well, it's raining pretty good in West Texas. I don't know if you folks can hear the lightning or not. I'm sitting in an unplated truck, 2 a.m. April 20th, 2025. It's the weekend, means it will be at least until Monday until I get plates. But I'm thinking about 3 lessons a veteran truck driver taught me very early on in my trucking career. I'd like to share them with you folks tonight. Here we go, Country Time.
Well, let's get to work.
I'm your life. I'm the one who took you there. Yeah. I'm your life, and I no longer care.
And welcome back to the channel, talking about Country Time. Admittedly, I did not know the man that well. Spoke to him on the phone 2 or 3 times, interacted with him on 2 or 3 lives, and we referenced each other in a couple of videos on our respective channels. That was about it. I did have a few things in common with the man. We both had small YouTube trucking channels. We both owned our own trucks. We both aspired to do better for ourselves through trucking, and him for his family. Did have a wife and a dog he loved very much. That's about all I knew about the man. But I knew I liked him. He had a country vibe to him. Kind of told it like it was. Tried to have a good time with it. Lesson number 1. Well, I'll let the man tell you himself.
Let me tell you something, Team Tiny. I tip my hat to you, dude. You, in my opinion, are one of the most realest YouTube truck drivers out here, dude. And that ain't no shit. I got my license in September of '98. And I gotta be honest with you. Now, I pre-trip my truck. I pre-trip my truck every morning. I don't know that I could pass a pre-trip inspection going by the damn DMV handbook, you know? I'm sure there's things I would miss, you know? And if you miss so many and get docked so many points, you failed a motherfucker. So, fuck all y'all that's giving Tiny a hard time, man, about that pre-trip. There ain't none of y'all, in my opinion, is as real as he is. So, it's my take on it.
Fans of the channel will remember I started my trucking company by buying a truck and starting the company before I even had my license. True story. And then proceeded to try to get my license and ran into my first hurdle, which was passing this pre-trip. Now, it was COVID. School got shut down. They weren't testing as often. I give you 100 reasons. Fact of the matter is I didn't pass the thing. Failed it upwards of probably 5 or 6 times. You heard that correctly. Alright. So what Country Time is referencing is first time I failed the pre-trip, I came back and made a video. I said, hey man, I didn't get it. This is what happened. People were pretty supportive. Man, you'll get them next time, Tiny. That's no biggie. Don't worry about it. Well, then the second time I failed the pre-trip, I came back and said, I didn't pass it, man. I failed it. This is what happened. Started getting comments like, you know, I failed my pre-trip too, there, Tiny. Don't worry about it. Keep your head up. You know, yeah, it can be tough. You'll get it. You'll get it. Well, like the 3rd or 4th time, people were a little less compassionate about the situation. People started thinking like, are you retarded? Are you high functioning? What's going on here? And by about the 6th time, I was even starting to doubt myself, and that is a very uncomfortable place for me to be. I always bet my bottom dollar on Team Tiny, but I was starting to wonder, man, did I make a mistake here? You know, is this divine intervention telling me not to get involved here? You know? And I saw that video that Country Time made 1 week before I eventually did pass my pre-trip. He made that video on August 7th. I did pass on August 15th, 1 week later. And I like to think Country Time was a part of that. I do, man. You know, at a time I was down, on myself, questioning myself. Yeah, he had some words that were in true Country Time fashion. Fuck the haters. Right? Hey, fuck what you're going through, man. Dude's fucking trying and he's telling us about it. Yeah. And that's lesson number 1 you taught me, Country Time. Thank you. Lesson number 2. I did get hired on with Schneider and in September. And this would have been early December. I was in a whiteout blizzard condition in Denver, Colorado. They shut down the 70, the Vale, and I said, well, I'll just find another way to go around. And I did, by way of Monarch Pass. If you've never heard of Monarch Pass, it is one of the highest elevated passes in these here United States with grades upwards of 9%. I did start up that pass and get going down the other side. Very inexperienced with only about 60 days. First time driving in snow and ice. And I smoked my brakes. I did. I smoked my brakes coming down that pass. Now, I think back on that day and wonder what the hell I was thinking. I knew I was riding them brakes, but it was like -2 out. I don't know. Maybe I thought it was too cold to smoke my brakes. It in fact was not. I come around this bend, this corner, and thankfully it had leveled out, but I went to hit my brakes and there was nothing there. Now I knew almost immediately what had happened. I looked in my mirrors and I saw a lot of smoke bellowing out of the back tandems that wasn't there the last time I looked through the mirrors. Thankfully, there was a chain up area when I came around the bend about a football field long, and it was kind of leveled out. So I coasted in there. I was in manual. It's an automatic, but I put it in manual to come down the hill. You know, geared down as low as I could. RPMs are screaming. And I had made the decision, I'm not coming out of this chain up area. I'm not going back out on the road killing myself or killing another family, innocent family with no goddamn brakes. If I have to, I'll put this truck into the side of this wall, this rock wall here. All this is flying through my head in the mere seconds. But I did get the truck stopped. I got the truck stopped, and then I'm freaking out. I set both the trailer and the tractor brake. I leave it in gear, and I turn the engine off. I just want to make sure that truck wasn't moving. Again, we're about 45, 50, maybe 60 days into our illustrious trucking career. And I called James Hensley. I was pretty friendly with James Hensley back then. I talked to him on the phone kind of regularly. And I called him up and I said, man, I just smoked my brakes on Monarch Pass. And he's like, oh, shit. He goes, hey, I'm talking to these other 2 guys. Let me patch you in. Well, those 2 guys was Jed Clampett Investments and Countrytime. And he says, yeah, Tiny just smoked his brakes on Monarch Pass. The old Countrytime goes, Tiny, did you set your trailer brakes? And I go, I did. Yeah, I don't want this fucking thing moving. He goes, nah, you got to release them. I said, no, hell no. No, I'm like, no, this truck ain't moving. He says, no, you got to release the brakes. Or when they cool down, they're going to freeze together, and you're going to be on that pass until next spring. So, took his advice, released the brakes, the trailer brakes, right? Sat there for about an hour and talked to them guys and got calmed down. Next thing he said was, you're going to want to make sure you didn't glaze your brakes. So before you come off that, chain up area, make sure you still have brakes. And I did. I've, backed up and checked them and pulled forward, and then I crept down off that hill. And well, that was the second lesson that Countrytime taught me. Don't set your brakes when it's too cold, your trailer brakes when it's too cold. Lest you're going to freeze them together, and at the very least have to get under there and hammer them. And thank you for that lesson, Countrytime. The third and last lesson that Countrytime taught me happened after he passed. He was going to work for a new carrier, and literally like a day or 2 before he went, he had this persistent cough. If you watch some of his videos leading up to that, you could see he would cough every now and again. So he goes to the doctor and finds out he's got cancer. And they start an aggressive treatment with him. I believe it was chemotherapy. And he had to hold off on starting with his new contractor. And then he went really quick. I mean really quick. Within 2 or 3 weeks, Countrytime had passed. He did a few more videos like from the hospital and talk about the treatment he was going through. And it was rough, man. And yeah, it took him. Cancer took him. And then something kind of amazing happened. For whatever reason, this itty bitty channel of about 650 subs, small content creator, but a good old boy trucker, veteran trucker, kind of caught a little viral in our YouTube trucking community. And people that I'm sure never even knew the man, never even knew about him, truckers and non-truckers alike, kind of came together, and we raised a shit ton of money for the family. I mean, it was a lot of money. I don't remember the exact amount, but tens of thousands of dollars were raised. And people were remembering the man and talking about him and talking about trucking. And the lesson that I learned there was something that I had always wanted trucking to be when I was getting into it. That there was a brotherhood. That there was, you know, situations where people that don't even fucking know each other will step up and help each other out for no other reason than, hey man, you're a trucker, I'm a trucker. I always wanted to believe that kind of brothers in the highway. Well, we know it isn't to the degree that probably you would see in a 1970s convoy movie for sure, but I mean, I think it does still exist. I've got a lot of love for truck drivers. I'll help out where I can, you know, things like that. And the community showed that. Now, admittedly, YouTube trucking was a little different animal back then, 4 years ago. But the sentiment is still there. You know, a lot of people got together for no other reason than a truck driver had passed, was in need, and people stepped up and helped out, man. You know? And so I remember Countrytime. And so I remember Countrytime this April 20th, 2025, 4 years to the day of his passing. And a lot of you out there, I'm sure, will remember too, and you have your own Countrytime stories. A lot of you knew him a lot better than I did. So say a little prayer for his family. Remember him fondly. And until the next time we talk, maybe do something nice for a trucker in his honor. This is Team Tiny. I'll talk to you later.